August 2019. The world's headlines explode with a shocker. Donald Trump wants to buy Greenland. Danish politicians laughed, calling it absurd. But behind the jokes, there was a cold calculation. Greenland is not for sale, they said. But in Washington, the maps were already being redrawn. This wasn't a whim, it was a century-old obsession. In 1946, the U.S. offered Denmark $100 million in gold for the island. They were rejected. Why? Because Greenland is the central lock of the North. From here, you can see every missile launch and every plane. It's an unsinkable aircraft carrier, a fortress that can't be destroyed. During the Cold War, the U.S. built Thule Air Base here, the northernmost point of American power. But the most terrifying secrets were hidden inside the ice. Project Iceworm, a city under the ice, powered by a nuclear reactor designed to hide 600 missiles. A nuclear hive that the ice began to reclaim. Today, the ice is melting, and as it vanishes, it's revealing the world's next gold mine. Rare earth elements, the DNA of the 21st century. Without these, there are no smartphones, no EVs, or F-35s. China knows it. Beijing has been quietly investing billions into Greenland's ports. A polar Silk Road in America's backyard. A red line for the Pentagon. The battle for the ice has become a battle for the future. Washington can't afford to lose. But the people of Greenland want independence. A nation of 57,000 between two clashing giants. Greenland is no longer just an island. It's the ultimate real estate. Whoever controls the ice controls the world. Today, we decode the Greenland Gambit. This is GEOSTRAT. The struggle for the frozen throne begins now. Why Greenland? The answer is hidden beneath 3 kilometers of ice. In 2026, as the permafrost retreats, it's exposing a vault of rare earth elements that could power the planet for centuries. Greenland holds 1.5 million tons of proven reserves, including the massive Kvanefjeld and Tambries deposits. These aren't just minerals. They're the oil of the 21st century, and the world's superpowers are now rushing to claim the keys to this vault. The stakes are absolute. Neodymium, praseodymium, and dysprosium. Without these, the global AI boom and the EV revolution collapse. China currently dominates 90% of the processing, but Greenland's Tambries project alone is expected to produce 85,000 tons annually by 2027. This isn't a trade race, it's a battle for technological sovereignty. Whoever controls these mountains controls the DNA of every smartphone, missile, and quantum computer on Earth. China played the long game. For a decade, Beijing's Shanghai Resources quietly bought into Greenland's mines. They proposed a polar Silk Road, a network of ports and airports that would bring Chinese influence to the edge of the Atlantic. By 2026, the strategy has shifted from investment to strategic presence. But the U.S. has finally drawn a line in the snow, launching the Forge initiative to coordinate a Western price floor and block Chinese infrastructure at any cost. The U.S. response is now dubbed the Okinawa model. Washington isn't just asking to buy the land. It's demanding permanent, sovereign access to minerals and military sites. Under Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the 2026 strategy uses 25% tariff threats on Europe to ensure only NATO-aligned companies can mine the ice. For Greenlanders, this is a double-edged sword. A sudden influx of billions in U.S. capital, but the price of becoming a permanent garrison for the American empire. But the danger goes deeper than economics. If China or Russia establishes a foothold here, the GIUK gap, the gateway to the Atlantic, is compromised. The Pentagon knows that a mineral port today can become a nuclear submarine docked tomorrow. As of February 2026, Russian vessels are increasingly spotted near Greenland's coastal waters, forcing NATO to activate Arctic Sentry. Every drilling rig in the south is now surrounded by surveillance drones and military fences. Greenland is the first new Middle East, a vast desert with the riches of a kingdom and the tensions of a war zone. But as the superpowers fight for the frozen throne, the ice itself is vanishing, redrawing the map faster than any treaty. The rush is on, and the Arctic will never be the same. Coming up, the secrets of Project Iceworm and the nuclear time bombs hidden inside the thaw. To understand Trump's obsession, you have to look at Greenland not as an island, but as a weapon. It is the ultimate high ground of the Northern Hemisphere. From here, the U.S. Space Force tracks every missile launch from Eurasia in real time. This is why Thule Air Base, now renamed Pituffik, is the most critical node in the global early warning system. It's an unsinkable aircraft carrier that can neither be moved nor easily destroyed, sitting right at the throat of the Atlantic. But the most terrifying secrets are hidden deep inside the ice itself. In the 1960s, the U.S. launched Project Iceworm, a plan for a nuclear hive beneath the surface. They built Camp Century, a city powered by a portable nuclear reactor intended to house 600 nuclear missiles in a 4,000-kilometer tunnel network. It was meant to be the ultimate stealth deterrent, a hidden fortress that Moscow could never find. But they underestimated one thing: the ice wasn't as stable as they thought. The glaciers began to move and melt, threatening to crush the tunnels. Project Iceworm was abandoned, but the radioactive waste and toxic chemicals were left behind. By 2026, as the permafrost thaws at an unprecedented rate, these ghost bases are resurfacing. This isn't just an environmental disaster, it's a geopolitical time bomb. Radioactive remnants from the Cold War are leaking into the Atlantic, creating a diplomatic crisis between Nuuk, Copenhagen, and Washington. Today, the game has shifted to the GEOSTRAT Gap, the naval corridor between Greenland, Iceland, and the UK. If Russia's Northern Fleet can break through this gap, they can cut off NATO's supply lines to Europe. This is why the US is spending billions to upgrade Greenland's infrastructure for the Space Force era. New sonar arrays, drone hangars, and satellite ground stations are being carved into the rock, turning the island into a digital fortress for the upcoming orbital and maritime conflicts of the 2030s. But Greenland is no longer a silent partner. To gain full independence from Denmark, Nuuk needs to replace the $600 million in annual subsidies Copenhagen provides. Trump's offer wasn't just about land. It was a bid to become Greenland's new strategic landlord. By 2026, the U.S. has already pledged $1.2 billion in development grants, effectively outbidding the Danes. But as American power moves in, the locals fear they are trading one master for an even more demanding one. The White Desert has become a red zone. Every move by the Pentagon is matched by Russian naval drills and Chinese scientific expeditions. Greenland is the primary front of the new Cold War, where the price of entry is billions of dollars and the risk is global annihilation. As the ice vanishes, the barrier that kept the world safe for millennia is gone. The struggle for the frozen throne has reached its peak. Stay tuned for our final conclusions on the 2026 breaking point. February 2026. The Greenland Gambit is no longer a theoretical debate. It is the front line of a fractured NATO. Following the U.S. mineral security mandate, European powers led by France and Germany have launched Operation Arctic Endurance. For the first time in history, EU troops are stationed on the ice, not as allies of Washington, but as guards against American annexation. The alliance that won the Cold War is freezing to death in the very place it was born. While the West tears itself apart, Beijing watches in silence. China's anaconda strategy has shifted. They don't need to fight for Greenland if they can wait for the West to abandon it. With the U.S. economy straining under the weight of Arctic militarization and Europe facing a resource blockade, the Polar Silk Road remains the only viable trade route left. The dragon isn't attacking. It is simply waiting for the ice to melt and the old world order to drown with it. For the 57,000 residents of Greenland, the future is a high-stakes auction. Their home has been turned into a global chessboard where every move is existential. If Nuuk chooses independence, it risks becoming a corporate colony of the highest bidder. be it Washington or Beijing. If they stay, they remain a battlefield for giants. In 2026, the frozen throne is the most dangerous seat on Earth, and the price of sitting on it is the very soul of the Arctic. The maps of our world are changing faster than we can print them. Greenland is just the first domino in a chain reaction that will redraw every border in the north. The ice never lies, and right now, it is telling us that the age of stability is over. You are witnessing the birth of the Arctic era, a time of unparalleled wealth and total war. Don't get left behind. This is the new map of power. This is GeoStrat. Subscribe to join the 1% who see the world for what it really is. The struggle for the frozen throne has only just begun. See you on the next frontier.